Game 2 of this beautiful Thursday afternoon from Prosper Rock Hill High School. Game 2 for the Scots today, facing the San Angelo Central Bobcats. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Lincoln Revel. Thank you for joining me for this production of Game on Sports. On the mound for the Scots, starting things off in this top half of the first, Ben Bailey getting some action from the mound here today. Bailey had a start last week against the Plano West Wolves. Scots ended up taking a 4-0 loss over against the Wolves last week, as this first pitch is a called strike, and we are underway. That's Kyson Snelson up to the plate. Bailey delivers. This ball is chopped over to third base. That'll be picked up by Jackson. Throw over to first is in time for the first out, and that is how we'll begin things here today. Scots 1-0 on the day so far. Just finished an 11-4 big win, and that was against the Denton Broncos. And that's Bailey, comes home, and that misses inside for ball one. Count at 1-0. That pitch is fouled off, actually. Brings out even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Go through the lineup real quick for the Bobcats. Kyson Snelson starting things off. He'll be followed by Landon Cowley, Dylan Abbott in the 3-hole, Caden Box batting fourth, followed by Jacob Charles, Caden Haymeister in the 6-hole. He'll be followed by Ryan Ramon playing first base. Stryler Price, the designated hitter, he'll be followed by Reed Sampson he'll be catcher. Ball chopped over to short, and that'll be picked up by Anderson. Throw to first is in time, and that'll be the second out, and that's Patrick Turner making the grab over at first base. Go around the horn for the Scots here. Ben Bailey on the mound, and then it'll be Josh Bowers behind the plate, the battery for the Scots here, as Bailey kicks and delivers his first pitch to Dylan Abbott. And that'll be 0-1 now to the third baseman. 2 straight putouts for the Scots as this pitch misses for ball 1. Count evens out, 1 ball, 1 strike. So as I mentioned, Bailey at pitcher's mound. Bowers behind the plate. And then I'll explain the rest of the lineup after this. Ball hit soft over to short. Barehanded grab by Jackson. Throw on the run in time for the third out. And I don't have time to explain fielding situation here. I will explain that at the next inning. But Scots go down. Scots get 3 up, 3 down. Top half of the first. We are scoreless. Middle of the first. You're listening and watching Game on Sports. bottom half of the first inning. It was a quick top half as the Bobcats went down 1-2-3 with 3 straight groundouts to 2 to third and then 1 over to short. Due up for the Scots to start things off. Braden Juravec, Patrick Turner, and Harrison Duggar, the top 3 batters for this Scots team. Braden Juravec once again up to the plate. Turner on deck. Duggar in the hole. Josh Bowers, the catcher, batting 4th. He'll be followed by Jack Curtis batting 5th. Hunter Kraus, the designated hitter, in the 6th hole, followed by Sam Sessions, Walker Anderson in the 8th hole, and Jack Jackson will finish things up as this first pitch is hit over towards the fence and brought in. That'll be by the first baseman, Ramon, and that'll be the first out. Very fast first out here in the bottom half of the first. Juravec goes down with an F3, brings up Patrick Turner. Turner, one of the players of the game for the Scots last game. He ended up game-tying double as he, or excuse me, not game-tying. He brought the Scots to within 1 run as he hit a double, went off the top half of the center field fence that emptied the bases, scoring 3 runs, and then later on in his next at-bat hit a grand slam that gave the Scots an 11-4 lead. 0-2 the count quickly to Turner. On the mound for the Bobcats, James Plackey. He rips that one down the third base line, past the dugout, and that'll roll out into left field. Play stops for a little bit as we get that ball out of play. 0-2 the count. It is just after 4:41. Game started around 4:35, about 5 minutes behind schedule, that is. Called strike 3, and Turner goes down 2 down for the Scots, and that'll bring up Harrison Duggar now. Duggar, the left fielder for the Scots today. Scots record now at 3-2, hoping to go 2-0 for the day. First pitch misses down low for ball 1. And Duggar, one of the seniors on this Scots team. As he is playing in left field, his superstition when playing the outfield, do not touch the infield. Any part of the infield is off limits when Duggar is in the outfield. 2-0 the count now, 2 away. Bowers, the catcher, on deck. You see him with his shin guards, leg guards. That 3-0 pitch is good for strike 1. The hitter's count on the way to Harrison Duggar. Be on the lookout for a fastball here. Fastball, called strike, brings the count to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. One thing about that hitter's count, it's probably going to be one of your best pitches. One of the best pitches you'll see in that at-bat. 3-2, here's the pitch. Ripped up the middle, that's passed for a base hit. Past a diving Charles. And that'll be a single for Harrison Duggar. And there goes the perfect game. Runner on first for Josh Bowers now. Bowers, another key player in the Scots win about 45 minutes ago. Bowers ended 2 for 4 with a double and that 2-run shot that gave the Scots a 6-4 lead about midway through their first game. First pitch to Bowers is a called strike on the outside part of the plate. Some disapproving groans from the Highland Park faithful here watching this afternoon's game. See, quite a few San Angelo Central fans made the long drive over here. This ball is a ripper down the third base line. That's down for a base hit. That could be extra bases. Harrison Duggar into third. Josh Bowers with a sliding double. And that brings runners to second and third now for Jack Curtis. This will be pinch runner coming up for Bowers as Adam Rourke steps on second base. Jack Curtis now up to the plate. Curtis hit 9-hole in earlier's game. The last game started at 145, batted ninth, now batting fifth. This first pitch is a called strike. 2-away, runners on second and third. Scots with a chance to get a nice early lead, very early in this game. Plackey lifts and delivers. The right-hander shoots a second strike. Oh, and 2 away. The junior, Jack Curtis, in the right-handed box. That's lifted. That's through for a base hit. That'll get down into the left center gap. That's passed, and that hits the wall. One run will score, and that's a double for Jack Curtis. That's 2 runs in now as both Duggar and Bowers come in, and Jack Curtis switches places with Josh Bowers, and the Scots with a 2-0 very early lead here in the bottom half of the first. Now Hunter Kraus stepping into the plate. Kraus did not play in this afternoon's matchup. Has not played since last Saturday's game against Frisco Liberty, and that was at McKinney North High School. Here tonight. Nickname, and then the always good Kraus, just the last name. Ball goes foul. That's off the light pole. As that brings the count to 0-1 now. Kraus is going to be followed by Sam Sessions. Sessions currently on deck, sporting that blue barreled bat. Plackey delivers this 0-1 pitch. That is a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. Very, very good looking pitch. Missed just a little bit high, it looked like. As that count evens now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kraus, when he's not playing baseball, loves watching college sports and hanging out with friends. And he thinks he would be voted most likely to put on sunscreen no matter what the weather is, which, not always a bad idea. It's still possible to get a sunburn on a cloudy day. And that home plate umpire not taking any crap today, as he goes ahead and gives a warning to the San Angelo Central coach. He will not take criticism today. It's his strike zone, and no one can tell him how to do it. That throw gets away, and that's into center field. Jack Curtis will not advance as he'll stay at second base. Count stays 2 balls and 1 strike to Hunter Kraus. We've seen a lot of things within the past 2 weekends. Well, one thing we have not seen is an ejection. Will we see that this afternoon? Be sure to stay tuned. Runner goes. Curtis heading for third. That ball is fouled off. Hits the net. Brings the count even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Curtis back on second. Kraus awaiting this 2-2 pitch with 2 away. Breaking ball misses up high for ball 3. Brings the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Plackey comes set. He has his sign from Sampson. Sampson behind the plate. Pitch. Breaking ball. Got him looking. Kraus goes down with a backwards K. And the Scots go down, but not before adding 2 runs to their score, leading 2-1 after 1 full inning of play. That's 2 runs on 2 hits. 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors, and 1 left on base. We'll be back for the 2nd inning here on Game On Sports. You're watching Highland Park Scots Baseball. Top half of the 2nd inning coming up here from Prosper Rock Hill High School, home of the Blue Hawks. Very beautiful, brand new ball field here at Prosper Rock Hill. Scots back in the field for the start of this 2nd inning. Due up for the Bobcats, Caden Box, followed by Jacob Charles and Caden Haymeister. Haymeister in the hole. Count it 1-0 now. Ben Bailey back on the mound for the Scots. That 1-0 pitch is a called strike, brings it out even to 1-1. Box with his first at-bat of the game. Once again, you're listening to Scots Baseball, brought to you by Vista Bank. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs, banking entrepreneurs since 1912. This ball is lifted into left field. That is brought in by Harrison Duggar for the first out. That brings 1 away for Jacob Charles. Bailey has a sign from Bowers. He lifts, comes home. It's hit over to second base. That'll be picked up by Sam Sessions. Throw to first. Patrick Turner makes the grab for that 2nd out. 2 away now. Charles goes down with that 4-3 putout, brings up Caden Haymeister. Bailey with the first pitch to Haymeister is a called strike. Brings the count to 0-1. Scott's taking care of business here today as this 0-1 pitch comes in. Misses a little low for ball 1. Ben Bailey, the junior. Once again, as I mentioned earlier, nicknamed Blazin' Bailey. Ball hit over to first base. Called foul as catcher interference is called as that hit the glove of Bowers. And Caden Haymeister will head to first base. That is something you definitely don't see every day. That is catcher interference. Would have been a ground out to first base if that glove had not come off. And that brings Ryan Ramon up to the plate now. Ramon, the first baseman, as Bailey delivers that up high for ball one. Bailey, big Rangers fan. Favorite player is Rangers great Michael Young. Count evens out, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 away. Bailey, along with baseball, he plays the piano. Also something you don't see every day. Throw to first, not in time. Just trying to keep Haymeister in check over at first base. Stryler Price on deck. Throw to first. Once again, not in time. As I apologize, this is not Ramon. This will be... That is Ryan Ramon. Where did I get number 10 from? Excuse me, I apologize. Little mistake there. This ball hit over to short. That'll be picked up by Anderson. Throw to first. Dug up by Patrick Turner. And that'll end the top half of the second. And the Bobcats go down. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. We'll be back bottom half of the second coming up on Game On Sports. Bottom half of the second inning coming up here. Home of the Blue Hawks, Prosper Rock Hill High School. Very beautiful brand new field. Rock Hill in their very first year as an established high school, part of Prosper ISD. And Sam Sessions now up to the plate. He'll be getting his first look from the dish this weekend. He did not play in the game earlier today. 0-1 the count. Pitch from Plackey in the dirt brings the count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Due up for the Scots, 7, 8, 9. Sam Sessions, Walker Anderson, and Jack Jackson. As this pitch comes in for a called strike, brings the count to 1-2 now. Sessions, the senior, nicknamed Sesh. His superstition, when he's in the field, he does a hop before every pitch. 1-2. In the dirt outside, evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sessions also loves video games and skiing. I wish I was good at skiing. Tried earlier this Christmas. did not go well. This ball is a short fly ball into the infield. That is picked up and caught by Charles. And that'll be the first out of this bottom of the second inning. Goes as an F6, which brings up Walker Anderson. Anderson playing shortstop. In this, what would have been 4:30, ended up starting about 4:35. Called strike, brings the count to 0-1, one away. Scots are leading 2-0. If you're just now joining us, thank you for joining this production of Game On Sports. My name is Lincoln Revel. Pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. Brings the count 0-2, one away. Plackey has the pitch. He comes home. And Sampson thought that was strike 3 as he jumped up about to throw that over to third. But home plate umpire says, no, sir, that is outside. Brings the count to 1-2. And here's the pitch. Good effort from Anderson, not swinging, as you can tell he thought that was a tempting pitch. Plackey with the 2-2 count. Ball in the inside corner, called strike 3. Anderson goes down with a backwards K. That's the third strikeout for Plackey. All strikeouts so far have been looking for the dealer from the Bobcats. Jack Jackson, now the 9-hole hitter, up to the plate. Jackson is the third baseman. Swing and a miss. Big swing there from Jackson as he steps back into the left-handed box. Jackson, the senior, nicknamed Fargo, and JJ. JJ, of course, his first and last initials. Oh and 2. 2 away. Plackey delivers. Ball fouled off. Count will stay at 0-2, 2 away. Ball swung on, that goes off the leg of Jackson. So he has to take a couple extra steps to walk that one off. Good contact. Way to make contact there with that pitch. Just could not hit it square enough as that goes straight down into his leg. Oh and 2. Pitch just missed, and you saw that Angelo Central infield start heading towards the dugout as that pitch came in. But that barely missed, brings the count to 1-2. Plackey delivers. Hit back up the middle, past the pitcher's mound, over second, picked up by short. Throw over to first is in time. Good play from Charles as that ends the second inning. Scots go down, no runs on no hits, no errors, and none left on base. After 2, Scots lead 2-0. You're watching Highland Park Baseball on Game On Sports. Top half of the third. Coming up here, Scott's leading 2-0. Ben Bailey ready to deal out some pitches to Stryler Price, Reed Sampson, and Kyson Snelson. First up, though, designated hitter Stryler Price with a 1-0 count currently. Once again, Scott's Baseball brought to you by Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912. Count evens out at 1-1. Nobody out. Pitch from Bailey comes in. Ball's fouled off as that goes off the netting. And a very reluctant Reed Sampson, that is, retrieves that foul ball. One and two now the count. Bailey from the windup. He has getting his sign from Bowers. He has it. Pitch misses up high for ball 2. Evens out at 2-2 now. Again, this is game 2 of this day of baseball for the Scots. Last game of the day, and then they'll go to Prosper High School tomorrow, where they'll play 2 more games, and those will be right here on Game On Sports. Three-two pitch on the way. Hit back up the middle. That is picked up by Bailey. He'll toss it over to first base for the out. Reflexes on point there from Bailey as he was able to snag that ball out of the air and toss it over to Patrick Turner. Brings Reed Sampson up to the plate. Sampson, the catcher, as this ball misses in the dirt. Brings ball 1 and a 1-0 count. Some clouds starting to move in. None of them rain clouds, all white clouds over a blue sky. Very nice setting here today from Rock Hill High School. Count evens out 1-1 to Sampson. Sampson is the 9-hole hitter, so Snelson, the number 1 hole, will be on deck. The ball is swung on, that skied into center field. That'll be dropped by Jirovec. He came up too short on that one. Throw over to second, could be in time, will not be in time. So that'll go down. Go down as a single. Excuse me, no it won't. That will be it. Reason I did not give him an error on that play is because he had to try to make that grab both reaching behind him and as he was sprinting back towards the wall. Just not really a routine play, so I will not give him an error on that play. That ball's fouled off as that goes out of play down the first base line. Snelson. That was the first hit for the Bobcats, that hit from Reed Sampson. Snelson 0 for 1. He had a ground out to start things off at the top of the first. That's a shallow fly ball into right field. That'll be picked up by Sessions. That's Sam Sessions making the grab, sprinting over from second base. And that'll be the second out. So he'll toss that over to Turner, who tosses that back to Bailey. That brings Landon Cowley now up to the plate. Cowley 0 for 1 as well. Ended up with a ground out over to Anderson. Throw over to second. That pickoff attempt not in time. As you saw Sessions quickly put that tag on him after he got the grab. Still waiting for that first pitch to the right fielder. And Bailey will step off the mound, step right back up. That's fouled off. Out onto the concrete once again. 0-2, 0-1 actually, to Landon Cowley. Cowley 0 again, 0 for 1, hitting from the left-handed box. Looks like those might just be tennis shoes. Nope, those are turf shoes, as most players on turf fields wear rubber cleats. Very few fields actually allow metal spikes on turf fields. So seeing a mix of rubber spikes along with those turf shoes. Don't have spikes, but they do have little, almost want to call them nubs. Not really nubs, but they have like little bumps on the bottoms of them that help give them traction and grip on this turf. 1-2, here's the pitch. That's lifted into the gap between left and center field. That'll drop for extra bases. That rolls to the warning track. That'll go off the wall. And that's picked up by Duggar, who'll throw in, and that'll score a run for the Bobcats, who now trail 2-1 after that double from Landon Cowley. And that's Reed Sampson coming in from second to score that first run for the Bobcats. And we have a 2-1 ball game. So Dylan Abbott now up to the plate. As Bailey from the stretch gets his sign from Bowers. Throw to second, again not in time. That pickoff attempt was not successful, as that throw was a little bit outside. Opposite end, that would have been a closer play. Probably still wouldn't have gotten him, but would have been a very much closer play. Oh, and 1 the count now to the third baseman. Abbott 0 for 1 had a ground out to end the top half of the first. Only the left part of the field was involved in that first inning. 2 ground outs over to third base and 1 over to short. As that pitch evens out the count, 1-1 now. One over from Bailey, hit down the third base line. That'll be picked up. And unusual play, unusual decision there from Jackson, as he decides to tag out Cowley, who tries to run to third instead of throwing it over to first with 2 away. But hey, you get the out. That's all that matters. Scots get through 3. Stay with us. You're listening to you're watching Highland Park Scots baseball on Game On Sports. Of the third inning, Scott's up to bat, leading 2-1. Due up, Braden Jirovic, Patrick Turner, and Harrison Duggar. 1-2-3 once again for this bottom half of the third inning. 1-0, the count now to Jirovic, as that pitch misses inside, brings the count to 2-0 now. And I do apologize. We are having some confusion with this Bobcats lineup. We'll get that fixed up here later on in the game whenever they come back up to bat. This 2-0 pitch is a called strike, brings the count now to 2-1. Nobody out, nobody on. Jirovic is the first at bat of this half inning. Plackey still on the mound. That ball is ripped back up the middle. That's through for a base hit, and that'll be Jirovic rounding first, and he'll stop at first as that ball is thrown in by Snelson, and that'll be a leadoff single for the Scott center fielder. Brings Patrick Turner up to the plate. Turner 0 for 1. Struck out looking back in the first inning. Had a huge first game. See if he can put something together here in this game, as that first pitch is a called strike on the outside part of the plate. Count at 0-1 now. Pickoff attempt over to first. And that's not in time. Braden Jirovic back in plenty of time. He has a fairly small lead over at first. Gets a little more now that Plackey comes set. And here he comes. Skied to the infield, and that'll be brought in by the second baseman. That'll be Box making the grab, and Patrick Turner goes down to 0 for 2 now with a strikeout and that fly out. That brings Harrison Duggar up to the plate. Duggar has a single under his belt. Also represents one of the 2 runs for the Scots so far tonight. Runner goes from first, throw down to second, will not come, as Jirovic shows off those wheels. Holy moly, he got in there fast. Runner on second now, 1 away to Harrison Duggar. Duggar favorite snack drink combo, lemonade and Sour Patch Kids. Totally likes a lot of sour foods, as this pitch comes in for ball 2. Count now at 2-0. All I can say, good way to make your mouth go numb. Lemonade and Sour Patch Kids. Two 2-0, 1 away. Ball misses up high for 3 balls and no strikes. Duggar started a string of hits for the Scots in the first inning with that single. Josh Bowers and Jack Curtis then traded off doubles. That's how we got to this 2-run mark for the Scots. 3-1 coming up now. The hitters count on the way to Duggar, and he'll be looking for that fastball on this 3-1 count. Plackey. Bunt is shown and laid down. That's to the right of the pitcher's mound. Throw to first is in time. Down as a 1-3 putout. However, that extends the runner, Jirovic, over to third now, as that'll bring Josh Bowers up to the plate. Bowers is the catcher tonight. Also played catcher in the last game as well earlier this afternoon. First pitch from Plackey is swung on, that skied into center field. That'll be dropped That short hops Snelson, and he can't bring that up in his glove. That'll score another run as Jirovic comes in from third. The Scots make the score 3-1 after that single from Bowers. And Bowers now replaced on first by Adam Rourke. Rourke, the pinch runner. Rourke actually hasn't seen any action besides pinch running. As he goes, shows off that speed, and that is a rocket into left field. And that'll be settled under by Haymeister, and he'll make the grab for the third out. Holy cow, as that was Rourke halfway home. He came from first to home in that little fly ball. Man, he really does have wheels. Hopefully we'll be able to see that later on. But the Scots go down 1 run on 1 hit, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. And we'll be back. 4th inning coming up here on Game On Sports. Top of the 4th inning as Ben Bailey back on the mound brings that first pitch in for ball 1. Once again, Ramon starting things off. He'll be followed by Jacob Charles and Caden Haymeister. Pitches a called strike, brings the count to 2-1. Nobody out. I've got a bunch of corrections to make with this lineup. As that is ball 4 now to Ramon. He'll be on first after that walk. And that'll bring up Jacob Charles. Now I'm going to be making sure that every number is correct on this lineup. However, I will have 1 out of place. Mystery 7-hole here coming up. Nobody out, runner on first. Ramon with a decent lead over at first. He could probably afford to get 1 more step as this ball is lifted into center field. That'll be Jirovic ranging back and making the grab for the first out. He'll toss that in back to the infield, and there's 1 away now. And that's going to be Jacob Charles going down with that F8. And that brings Caden Haymeister up to the plate. And this 7-hole batter coming up, we'll see who that is. And that's going to be Ty Casey. Ty Casey will be on deck. So I have to switch those 2 batters out. So Caden Box not in the lineup, as that is Ty Casey. So Casey will be at second base instead of Box. That's a shallow fly ball into the infield. Patrick Turner makes the grab, comes underneath it, and that is the second out for the Scots. And that'll bring up Ty Casey. Casey had a fly out over to Duggar in his first at bat. Duggar over in left field for the Scots. Of Jack Jackson over at third, Anderson at short, Sam Sessions over at second, and Patrick Turner at first. Meanwhile, right field, Jack Curtis, as his ball hit over to short. That is through for a base hit past a diving Anderson. He'll throw that in. That'll be Duggar throwing that in. And that'll bring runners to first and second now. So runners on first and second, 2 outs. Infield fly rule will not be in effect, as we have 2 away now. That pitch is a called strike. And that is to Stryler Price. Price with that 0-1 count with 2 away. Scots once again leading 3-1 in the top of the 4th. Ball is delivered up high and misses for ball 1. Bailey in the stretch. He comes set. That is a called strike as well. Brings the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. That pitch just missing up high, as that evens the count 2-2 now to Price. Price, the designated hitter. Once again, give a quick shout out to New York Sub, a Highland Park tradition since 1974. Also want to mention Davidson and Bogle, where land is our business. Ball misses up high for ball 3. Brings the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. Payoff pitch on the way from Bailey. Bailey steps off right after stepping on, and then he'll step right back on, and we're ready to go. Throw to second. Not in time. Runners go. And that misses up high. So that'll bring bases loaded now, as Ryan Ramon now heads to third. That'll be Ty Casey at second, and then Stryler Price at first. So besides that little swap, it seems that the lineup is all correct, as Coach Yoder heads out to have a little chat with his infield. And everybody heads back, and we're ready to get back to action. Reed 1 for 1. He had a double back in the 3rd inning of a double here would score at least 2 runs. Tie the game for the Bobcats. We'll see if he can make anything happen with this at bat. And Bailey hits him, and that'll bring the Bobcats to within 1 run. As that'll be Ramon stepping on home plate from third. And that brings Kyson Snelson up to the plate. That crucial final out to keep that lead. As Snelson 0 for 2 so far with a ground out and a fly out. The sun has poked out, starting to get to that point where the whole field will soon be enveloped in shade. This home plate umpire getting on to that Bobcats dugout once again, this time for talking trash. Bobcats heckling the Scots all game long. As that breaking ball is hit between second and third, that'll score 1 run. Another 1 run being waved home. Throw home, play at the plate is in time. They got him. However, the Bobcats will tie the game. We are tied at 3 runs apiece. But thanks to that great play there from the combo Duggar, Jackson, and Bowers, we were able to keep that tied at 3. Heading into the bottom of the 4th inning, we have a tie game. You're watching Highland Park Scots baseball on Game On Sports. That ball swung on. That's lifted back towards the fence. That's short. That hits off of the fence. That's off the bottom of the fence. As that'll be a long single for Hunter Kraus. What a way to start off this inning for the Scots. He now has a single off that left field wall. That looked really good. Might have thought that we had another home run of the day. 2 home runs so far today, both in the game earlier that happened against the Denton Broncos. So Kraus now first, bunt laid down, and that bunt by Sam Sessions, throw over to first, is just in time. A little bang-bang play over at first. Kraus now heads to second base as Sam Sessions, in with that 1-3 putout, brings Walker Anderson up to the plate. Anderson currently 0 for 1. He struck out looking back in the second. Scots once again ending things here during this game. Coming back to Prosper, and that'll be tomorrow here on Game On Sports. Ball misses down low for ball 1. And those games tomorrow against Prosper at 11 a.m., followed by a game against Richardson at 1:45. Doubleheader once again for the Scots. As this 1-0 pitch comes in from Plackey, that swung on a big swing from Anderson. As that brings the count to 1-1 with 1 away. Anderson playing shortstop tonight. As this 1-1 pitch from Plackey comes in. Bunt is shown. Bunt attempt cannot be laid down as that comes in. Throw down to second is not in time. Kraus had to hustle back to get there in time, and I thought that bunt was fouled off, but apparently he missed, and Sampson could not come up with the ball. That makes the count 1-2 with one away now. That ball misses. Outside. Ball 2. Count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Plackey getting his sign. He has it. He comes set. Sampson awaiting this 2-2 pitch. Here he comes. Breaking ball. He got him. So Plackey adds another strikeout. He now has 4. All of them have been looking. None of his strikeouts have been swinging strikeouts. I will say, breaking ball, filthy. That breaking ball is very good. Now Jack Jackson stepping up to the plate. Pitch misses for ball 1, brings the count to 1-0. Got some darker clouds starting to settle in. I think that might just be because of the lack of sunlight. One 2 away. That ball's fouled straight back, as that'll head out of play behind the bleachers. Brings the count 1-1. 2 away and a runner on first. Base hit here could give the Scots another small lead, leading 1 run. Game is currently tied, 3 runs apiece. Plackey comes home. That's hit over to first base. That is picked up by Ramon, who will step on the bag for the 3rd out. Scots go down quietly. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. And we'll be back. 5th inning coming up here on Game On Sports. Fifth frame coming up here from Rock Hill High School, home of the Blue Hawks. And you see that wonderful logo out in center field, that Blue Hawk with the letters RH above it, stands for Rock Hill, Prosper Rock Hill High School, the newest addition to Prosper ISD in their very first year as an organized school. Rock Hill Baseball Stadium, actually brand new, got its first look at real baseball last week. Last Thursday was the very first actual game played at Rock Hill ISD. 1-1. That ball misses down low, brings the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. And due up here for the Bobcats as this pitch comes in. Fouls off. It's going to be Landon Cowley, followed by Dylan Abbott and then Ty Casey. Actually, I apologize. That'll be Ryan Ramon. That is in the hole. 2-2. Got him swinging. Drop third strike. Bowers chases him down. He'll throw it over to first. Get the easy out. And that'll be one away as Cowley goes down swinging. That'll bring Dylan Abbott up to the plate. Abbott is 0 for 1. Excuse me, 0 for 2, actually, as he had a ground out in the first, and then he reached base on a fielder's choice in the third. 1-0, one away. Ball misses for ball 2. Brings the count to 2 balls and no strikes. And that is a called strike. Count at 2-1 now. Once again, Scott's Baseball is brought to you by Vista Bank. Vista Bank, people first. Also want to give a quick shout out to Chips Old Fashioned Hamburgers as this ball goes into center field. And that'll be brought in by Jirovec. That'll be the second out. Dylan Abbott goes down with that F8 and finish that little shout out. That is Goff's Hamburgers, a tradition like Ryan Ramon steps into the right-handed box. Ramon is 0 for 1 with a ground out. He also walked in the fourth. That is a called strike. Count at 0-1 with 2 away. We've just passed the hour mark. Game time limit is 2 hours here from Prosper Rock Hill. So I would be very surprised if we didn't actually go the full 7 innings here. Would not be the first game of the day, actually. Denton and Rock Hill, just before the Scots' first game at 1:30, they ended up going 7 innings, and they ended up tying at 1 run apiece. Two and 1 the count. That is a high fly ball, and that'll go foul. Lands just behind the Bobcat dugout. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And just got a notification. We could be seeing some rain here in the next few minutes. Very surprising, given that just a couple hours ago, bright, sunny day, no clouds in the sky, and all of a sudden we have some rain clouds coming in. Count goes to 3-2, full count with 2 away. The payoff pitch from Bailey. Breaking ball, he got him. Bailey gets him swinging, and that'll end the inning. End of the top half of the inning, at least. Bobcats go down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base. Scots and Bobcats tied at 3 midway through 5. You're watching Highland Park Scots Baseball on Game On Sports. Bottom half of 5 coming up here from Rock Hill High School. Scots versus the San Angelo Central Bobcats, as this first pitch comes in. And that goes to Braden Jirovic. And that opens things up with a 1-0 count. Jirovic currently at 1 for 2 with a fly out and then a single. As this ball, that was a one-hopper. Over to second base, throw to first is in time. And that was going to be Cowley making the grab over there. I believe that's Cowley. I think that's an 8. I'll have to wait until he turns around again. If that is Cowley at second base, then I was given the wrong lineup because these positions are all out of whack. This ball hit over to third by Patrick Turner. Speaking of whack, throw to first from Ramon. Patrick Turner heading to second, sliding in, and he'll reach second base on that E5. So Jirovic starts things off with a 4-3 putout. Patrick Turner now into second base. And an absolute turnaround from that first at-bat. Now we have Harrison Duggar back at the plate. Duggar 1 for 2 as well, with a single in the first and then a ground out back in the third. This first pitch from Plackey misses a little high for ball 1. Duggar thinks he would be voted most likely to beat Andrew Zahar in a 1v1 on Fortnite. I think that is something that needs to happen after a game this season. We need to have like another live stream of Duggar going up against Zahar in Fortnite and just see who wins that one. 1-1, 1 away. Game is tied at 3. Patrick Turner represents the go-ahead run for the Scots. Pitch from Plackey comes in. And that is fouled off behind the bleachers, as that'll bring the count to 1-2 now. Josh Bowers once again on deck. 2 for 2 with a double and a single so far. Bowers has had a very good day today, both games earlier today and this one here, as that ball gets past Sampson, and that'll be Patrick Turner rolling into third. Runner on third now, 1 away, 2-2 the count. Very good position here for the Scots, as they have an out to give. A sac fly here would score a run. That would be superb play from Harrison Duggar. A sac fly at least. 3-2 the count now, 1 away. This 3-2 pitch. That is a fly ball into center field. And Patrick will not tag, as that'll go down as an F8. Harrison Duggar, 2 for 3 now. No, 1 for 3 actually. Yes. Josh Bowers now up to the plate. You see that big practice swing there from the Scots catcher. And they will choose to intentionally walk Josh Bowers. Probably a good decision there, as he is 2 for 2. Double and a single, as well as a double and a home run in this last game. He's had an electric day. So he'll be on first. And that brings Jack Curtis up to the plate. And you kind of, yeah, you have to say that should put a fire in Jack Curtis. Around baseball, it's known as a little rude to intentionally walk a batter and then through to that next batter. Throw to first again. Not in time. A little close. Good job there from Adam Rourke getting back. Rourke with a smaller lead over on first. He gets a little bit more now that Plackey comes set. And here's the pitch. Throw out. Throw over to first. Not in time. Rourke gets it. A 1-0 count. 1-0, 2 away. Here's the pitch. Big swing from that is Jack Curtis. Count now evens at 1-1. Throw to first again. Quick tag there from Ramon, but Rourke is in safely. Throw to first again. My goodness. I think I saw Jack yawn there a little bit at home. Of course, I am kidding. 1-1. Again from Curtis. Brings the count to 1-2. To lead here. Rourke runs. High throw to second. That'll score a run. Patrick Turner reaches home. What a play from Rourke, and that gets away from Ramon. And Rourke gets into second. Superb base running. I have to give that a round of applause. Great base running from the combo of Rourke and Turner. Rourke ends up going to second, draws the throw over to second, and because that throw was high, preventing a throw home as Patrick Turner easily reaches home, and the Scots now lead 4-3. And he got him looking. Jack Curtis goes down, and that is Plackey's 5th strikeout. So the Scots go down, but not before adding another run. Scots go down no runs, or one run on no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. Scots lead 4-3 heading to the 6th. You're watching Highland Park Baseball on Game On Sports. Top half of the 6th inning coming up here from Prosper Rock Hill High School. The last 2 innings in this matchup between the Scots and the San Angelo Central Bobcats. And due up for the Bobcats, we're going to have Jacob Charles followed by Caden Haymeister and then Ty Casey will be in the hole. And Jacob Charles facing a 1-0 count as this pitch comes in. We have a new pitcher for the Scots, as that pitch evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. This new pitcher is Preston Gamster. Gamster getting some action from the pitcher's mound. Throws sidearm as that ball goes right back to him. He'll toss over to first for the first out. So Gamster now at the mound. We'll have to find out who took his spot in the field. Actually, I apologize. Gamster did not start in the field for today's game, so no substitution was needed, except for the pitcher, of course. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. And this is Caden Haymeister now up at the plate. Count evens 1-1 after that was a big swing from Haymeister. Haymeister currently at 0 for 1. He had a fly out in the fourth, and then actually reached base after a catcher interference. Ball heads over towards the first base line, and that'll go foul as that lands on top of the batting cage down the first base line. Brings the count to 1-2. Gamster making his pitching debut. He did not pitch last weekend. As that ball hit over to short, that'll be picked up by Anderson. He'll throw to first. Patrick Turner making the grab, and that'll be the second out for the Scots. Goes as a 6-3 putout with Ty Casey coming up to the plate. Casey sitting at 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. He also got walked. That ball hit back up the middle towards Gamster. Gamster making 2 of the 3 outs in this half inning, and the Bobcats go down quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base, as that ball never left the infield. So the Scots coming up to bat after this break, middle of the 6th inning. Scots leading 4-3. Of the 6th inning, coming up here from Prosper Rock Hill High School, James Plackey still on the mound for the Bobcats. Scots leading 4-3 in this bottom frame of the 6th inning. Due up for the Scots, Hunter Kraus. He'll be followed by Sam Sessions and Anderson Walker. As that pitch comes in for a strike, the count evens out at 1 ball and 1 strike. Kraus, the DH in today's game, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. That is a hot shot over to short. That gets past. That's through the glove of Charles almost, as that hits him in the glove and then goes underneath. And he had a hard time finding that pitch there. And that'll be a good way to start the inning from Kraus, as that'll bring a pinch runner in. We'll see who that is. That is going to be Pete McCon. McCon getting his first action of the weekend. I say weekend as in tournament weekend, as that is going to do it for James Plackey. Plackey with a good outing, finishing with 5 strikeouts. And we're going to take a little bit of a break very early here in this 6th inning. Runner on first, Scots lead 4-3. Action back for this bottom half of the 6th inning. Scott's still leading 4-3. New pitcher on the mound for the Bobcats, and we have Thomas Obermiller now on the mound. James Plackey finishing with 5 innings of action, 5 recorded innings at least, 5 strikeouts, and 4 runs given up. Sam Sessions now at the plate for the Scots, sporting that blue barrel bat. Bunt is shown, pulled back as that ball goes in low for ball 2, that is. Sessions currently at 0 for 2, had a flyout and a ground out so far. 2-0 the count. He's looking for his first time on base today. Throw over to first. Not in time. That'll be Hunter Kraus in safely. Actually, that is Pete McCon now. Hunter Kraus. Pete McCon in the place of Hunter Kraus. Yes. 2-0. Pitch from Obermiller. Bunt attempt cannot be connected. 2-1 the count. Obermiller, the right-hander. In from the stretch. He comes set. Throw to first. McCon in safely. A lot of pickoff attempts here in this game. None of them successful so far. That is a long line drive, and that is foul. As that goes out of play past the. That is past the batting cage. Yes, I completely lost my train of thought there for a second. Ball goes past the batting cage, brings the count even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on first, nobody out. Scott's leading 4-3. Here's the tiebreaker pitch. That one is smoked into left field. That is picked up and caught by Haymeister. And that'll be the first out of this inning as Sam Sessions goes down with an F7. Anderson Walker now coming up to the plate. Ooh, that is not Anderson Walker. We have Trey Brimage, who will be hitting for Anderson Walker. Anderson Walker would be 0 for 2, and instead Trey Brimage getting his first at-bat of the game and of the weekend. Obermiller has his sign from Sampson. Here's the pitch. And that is a called strike. Brings the count to 0-1. One thing I just noticed, home plate umpire wearing the goalie-style mask instead of the usual, I guess you'd call it a flyaway mask, I guess. Throw down to second. Runner is going. This play not in time as that ball gets past. That's dropped from the glove of Casey. Count evens at 1-1 now to Brimage, as we are ready to get back to action. But as I was saying, umpire wearing the goalie mask, something you don't see very often at this level of high school, at least. See a lot of umpires still wear the flyaway throwaway mask. That's the mask with just the face covering. You don't have the whole head covered. You just have the face and then the little straps in the back. 1-2, 1 away. Runner now on second. Obermiller comes home. That's a hard line drive. That is foul down the third base line. That's Scott's dugout waiting for a base hit here from Brimage. Extend their lead to 2 runs instead of just 1. That pitch from Obermiller, chopped down the third base line. That is picked up by Coach Yoder, showing off his infield grounding skills, fielding skills at least. That keeps the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Coming up after this half inning, Bobcats have their last chance. Make sure to stay with us for that. That'll be an interesting end to this game. As of now, 1-run deficit. 1-2. Pitch from Obermiller. Got him swinging. As Brimage goes down with a strikeout, and that is Obermiller's first K of this outing. And that brings Jack Jackson up to the plate. Jackson playing third base. 0 for 2 with a ground out, 2 ground outs. Want to give one last quick shout out, this time to Venture X Dallas Park Cities, the future of workspace. Time is called by Jackson, and we will be awaiting this first pitch. Time to give another quick shout out. Haven't mentioned them yet. Palmer's Hot Chicken. Nashville hot chicken at a joint with fun people who can't wait to see you. It is 6:10, just about dinner time. Be sure to head on over to Palmer's Hot Chicken. Obermiller with a look at second. He comes home. Ball misses just down low. Brings the count 1-0 with 2 away. Base hit here could extend the Scots lead to 2 runs. Hoping to extend that lead to 2 runs at least. Give a little bit of cushion heading into that last frame. At 1-0 pitch. Just a bit outside and high. That brings the count now to 2-0. Two away. Obermiller brings it home. That is a called strike. Count at 1-2. Jirovec on deck. Jirovec 1 for 3. Has a fly out, a ground out, and a single. Two-one pitch. Little bit of pressure there as Jackson tried to call time, did not get it. Had to hurry and prepare for that pitch. Hitters count on the way to Jackson. That is a called strike, and Jackson did not agree with that pitch as he was already ready to toss his bat. Thought that was ball 4. But the count now full, 3-2 and 2 outs. Payoff pitch on the way from Obermiller just as it starts to rain a little bit here. This ball is lifted into right field. That'll be brought in by Cowley. And that'll end the bottom half of the 6th. Heading to the 7th. Scots leading 4-3. You're watching Game On Sports. Top half of the 7th from Prosper Rock Hill High School. Scots leading 4-3. Last chance coming up for the Bobcats as that first pitch smoked in there from Gamster. That falls in for ball 1. Stryler Price up to the plate. That's chopped down the third baseline. That'll be picked up by Jackson. Throw to first is in time for out number 1. Scots need 2 outs to put this game away, leading 4-3 against a very talented San Angelo Central team. This has been a tough game for the Scots. Gamster delivers. Swung on, fouled off. That's Sampson. That's a Reed Sampson with that 0-1 count now. Once again, join us tomorrow morning. That'll be at 11 o'clock from Prosper High School for Game 1 of 2. That'll be at 11 o'clock and 1:45 here on Game On Sports. Called strike 2. Counted 0-2 to Sampson. Sampson 1 for 1 with a double in the third, and then he got hit by a pitch in the fourth. 0-2, Gamster misses this one on the outside, brings the count 1-2. One and 2 pitch. That gets away from Bowers, just out of his reach, evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gamster, the junior, nicknamed Shuggies and Bones, along with the always favorite Gamster, just the last name. Counts full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Also a fan of Cool Blue Gatorade. That's the light blue flavor of Gatorade. Ball hit up the middle, and that is through for a base hit. Samson Reed in with a single. And with a 1-out single, that brings the top of the lineup, Kyson Snelson, for his 4th at bat. Snelson 1 for 3 with a ground out, a fly out, and he had a single in the 4th. Ball misses outside. Count 1-0 with 1 away. The ball also misses down low. Brings the count to 2-0. Kyson Nelson playing center field for the Bobcats here tonight. Represents the go-ahead run here in the top half of the 7th. Bowers had to really reach for that pitch, as that almost got away from him on the outside. 3-0 the count. Gamster needs to take a deep breath, hone himself in, as we await this 3-0 pitch. That is a called strike on the inside part of the plate. Snelson did not think that was a strike. He was ready to toss his bat over to the dugout. 3-1. Ball misses up high for ball 4. Runners on first and second now with 1 away. Reed now on second base. Snelson into first. That'll be Anderson heading on over to have a little chat with Gamster. Landon Cowley now at the plate. Cowley also 1 for 3. He had a ground out and a strikeout, and then he had a double in the third. 1 away, Gamster in the stretch. He comes home. That pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1. Oh and 1, 1 away. Little trick play there, not gonna phase the Bobcat runners. These Scots have a couple of tricks up their sleeve that they've shown today. Tried to do the old pass ball trick Works sometimes, but it did not work that time. 0-1. That pitch misses up high and outside. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. One and one away. Runners on first and second. Infield fly rule in effect. The sidewinder Gamster misses that one up high. Brings the count to 2-1. Coach Yoder gonna travel on out to the mound, have a talk with his infield. Gotta tell him just relax up there. Got 2 outs. You need 2 outs here. Trying to prevent a game-tying run from the Bobcats. That game-tying run is a base hit away. See if they try to pull something else out of their sleeve. Some glove bumps are given, and we are just about ready to go. Cowley with a 2-1 count. 1 away. Umpires converse with each other, and we are ready to go. Runners on first and second. Cowley in the left-handed box. And that hits him. Ball gets away from Gamster. That loads the bases with 1 away. That'll be Sampson into third. Snelson now at second. And that'll be Cowley now in at first. Bases loaded for Dylan Abbott. Abbott 0 for 2. 0 for 3, actually, with a ground out fly out, and he reached base on a fielder's choice. That first pitch is swung on and missed. A big swing from Abbott as the count goes to 0-1. You can feel the pressure here at Rock Hill High School. A ball almost getting away from Bowers as he heads on out to have a little talk with Gamster. Little reminder, this is Gamster's debut as a pitcher. He has not pitched yet this season. Knowing that fact, he's not doing a bad job. It really isn't. Getting those nerves out. 1-1. 1 away. He comes set. That's lifted. That gets down for base hit in right field. 1 run will score, and we have a tie game. That's Reed Sampson coming in from third to score, and bases will stay loaded as Snelson now moves to third. Cowley into second, and now we have Abbott into first after that single. And Yoder gonna head on out to the mound. That looks like that could do it for Gamster. And we'll see as Yoder makes the travel. And yes, that will do it. We're going to take a break here with Game On Sports. We have a tie game at 4 runs apiece. We'll be back. Top of the 7th. Tie game at 4 runs apiece with the bases loaded for the Bobcats. We have a new pitcher on this mound for the Scots. This is going to be Gavin Perotti back on the mound as this pitch misses up high for ball 1. This is going to be Ryan Ramon currently up at the plate. Ramon 0 for 3 as this pitch comes in, misses down low for ball 2. Scots had a 4-3 lead before a string of walks and base hits ended up giving the Bobcats that tying run that they needed. 2-0. That ball is swung on. That's into center field for a base hit. Juravec will throw home. Throw will not be made as the Bobcats take a 5-4 lead in the top half of the 7th. And just like that, the roles have reversed as the Bobcats now lead by 1 run. They've trailed all game long, haven't had the lead all game until now. Possibly the worst point to take the lead as the bases are still loaded with 1 away. Perotti comes home, ball fouled off. Base runners, Cowley now at third. That is Abbott over at second and Ramon at first. And Jacob Charles now up at the plate. 0-1 pitch from Perotti, misses outside. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. That pitch just missing the strike zone. Not sure where that one missed at, but that does bring the count to 2-1 with 1 away. Rain has started up once again as a couple noticeable drops. Nothing too major. Not now, at least. Very interesting. No rain was forecasted today on my weather app. It says a 2% chance. So we're in that little 2% of the area that is getting rain right now. Can't make it a weekend without rain, huh? 3-1 the count. Time is called and time is given to Charles. Infield fly roll is in effect with the bases loaded with 1 away. Pitch from Perotti. There's a straight pop fly, shallow center field. That'll be Juravec calling everybody off. No runners will advance as that brings 2 away now. Scott's trying to get out of this inning without giving up any more runs, and then come back, get those bats alive again. We already came back from a 4-run deficit today. See if we can come back from a 1-run deficit. Perotti comes set. Runner at third fakes going home. That is Cowley getting a couple of extra steps in. As Caden Haymeister now up at the plate. That 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2. Came in just a little bit low. Brings the count now to 2-0. Perotti delivers another breaking ball. That one is a called strike. Just a little bit higher, brushes the strike zone, brings the count to 2-1 with 2 away. Haymeister 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out, and he reached base in the second after a catcher's interference call. That's a called strike on the outside corner. I apologize. That is Perotti, not Perotti. Mispronunciation there on my part. I apologize. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That is a hot shot towards the batter's circle, and that was Ty Casey having to get out of the way of that one. Count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. Ball hit back up the middle. That's off the glove of Parati, and that is through for a base hit. 2 runs will score, as that is a 2-run single for Caden Haymeister. So the Bobcats take a 7-4 lead as both Abbott and Cowley come in. Meanwhile, Haymeister now at first and Ramon at second as Ty Casey steps up to the plate. Casey 0 for 1 with a fly out. Then he ended up getting hit by a pitch in the 4th. Parati comes set. 1-1, 2 away. That high fastball swung on and missed. Brings the count to 1-2 now. One-two. Pitch in the dirt, misses. Cannot get Casey to chase, and so we will have another 2-2 count. Parati getting his sign from Bowers. He has it and comes set. Runners on first and second. That ball into center field. Jarovic had to back up a little bit, but he makes the grab for the 3rd out. Bobcats go down, but not before taking the lead, and a pretty comfortable lead there. 4 runs, now leading 7-4 heading into the bottom of the 7th. Scots with their last at bat coming up here. You're watching Game On Sports. Last chance for the Scots coming up here. Bottom of the 7th inning. We've come the distance. Now it's time for these Scots bats to come and clutch once again as Braden Jarovic now up to the plate. This first pitch misses inside for ball 1, and we are underway. Bobcats lead 7-4 after a big 7th inning. Have a fairly comfortable lead. However, as we saw last game, the Scots are very good at coming up with some big innings. Scots were down 4 runs in this afternoon's game against the Denton Broncos. However, after a 6-run inning and then another 5-run inning, able to take an 11-4 win. That's a rip down the third base line. That is just foul. Just a couple feet to the left of the third base line. as that'll bring the count to 1-2 now for Jirovic. Jirovic 1 for 3 with a fly out, a ground out, and has single in the third. In his last at bat, that was that ground out to second base, and that's Casey over at second base. Count evens at 2-2 now. Thomas Obermiller back on the mound. This pitch comes in. That's over past short. That's through for a base hit. Jirovic reaches first with an opening base hit to start off this 7th inning of play. And I don't know how things will turn out in this inning, but that was the right start from Jirovic. Good effort there from Charles. That diving attempt could not come up with the ball. First now brings Patrick Turner up to the plate. Next three, Turner, Duggar, and Bowers. Big hitters for the Scots coming up here in the 2-3-4 spot. Pitch from Obermiller, misses in the dirt for ball 1. Turner with that 1-0 count. Runner on first. Jirovic with a small lead on first. He could afford to get a couple more steps. Still a pretty small lead. That's like 4 feet. That is a high, straight-up fly ball, and that goes foul, as that'll land past the bleachers. This looks to be the last ball game of the night, as no other teams have shown up. One and one the count. Throw over to first. Pickoff attempt. Not nearly in time. Jirovic back standing up in plenty of time. One-on-one pitch to Turner. That's a chopper down the third base line. That is just foul. So that would have been a hard play for Abbott to make, but ball goes just to the left of third base at the last second. So that brings the count now to 1-2 to Turner. Obermiller has his sign, takes a couple looks over at first, comes home, swung on, that's fouled off. And that, not sure what happened there. Oh, see what happened. It was a fair ball. Turner came in contact with it outside of the batter's box. And so he'll automatically be out. That'll be the first out of the inning. Not sure what to call that, actually. I don't think there's a symbol for that for a scorecard. Harrison Duggar now up to the plate, though. Duggar at 1 for 3 as this pitch from Obermiller comes in. That's a high fly ball lifted into left field. And that'll be brought in by Haymeister for the second out. Haymeister just a few feet from the warning track as that ball comes in. And that is 2 away now for Josh Bowers. Bowers 2 for 2 with a double and a single, and then he got walked intentionally in the 5th. And it looks like they're going to pitch to him in this inning. Two away. First pitch from Obermiller is in the dirt for ball 1. Scott's looking for that 2-out rally, down 7-4 at the bottom of the 7th. fouled off from Bowers. Brings the count even 1-1 now. Bowers did not complete that swing. Wasn't really a check swing, but wasn't a full swing either, as he was able to stop that up as it was pointed up at the sky. Ball's hit over to second, and that is brought in by Casey. That'll end the game. The Scots go down after a big seventh inning from the Bobcats that propels them to a 7-4 win here tonight. And the Scots end 1-1 for the day, taking a win against the Denton Broncos by a score of 11-4 and falling to the San Angelo Central Bobcats by a score of 7-4. What a game from both of these teams. A great team from San Angelo, and we wish them well on their travels back to San Angelo. Long trip for them. For all of us involved in this game from Game On Sports, for our producer Fred Garner, my name is Lincoln Rebels saying good night from Prosper Rock Hill High School. God bless Scots fans.